What's going on, guys? Chris here and welcome back to another Destiny video. In today's Destiny video, we're going to be taking a look at what guns you should buy from the vendors before House of Wolves comes out. Because there are some really good guns here that a lot of people don't really realize. And now that you can ascend weapons in House of Wolves, you know, there's no reason you shouldn't get them. So, starting off with the Crucible vendor here, the auto rifle should probably want to pass on. If you absolutely want an auto rifle, I'd say buy the For the People, but otherwise do not even consider it. But the Crucible vendor actually has some really good guns here. You have the 123 Syzygy, which I'm not going to say you should buy this, no doubt, but it's a very good pulse rifle, and you can max out the stability, and you have some half-decent perks here, so it's worth considering this one. However, the three little words here I'd say is a must-buy for any pulse rifle lover for PvP. It is extremely strong, you can kill in 2 bursts, and it's only good if you like a conservative playstyle. Personally, I do not have a lot of success with this, but if I do try to slow down my game, it's probably one of the best guns in the game, hands down. So, worth considering this one for sure. The Saturnine Rapier here is another must-buy. It's one of those guns where if you need a PvE scout rifle, you have to get this one. You have Outlaw, you have Firefly, sorry, and you have armor-piercing rounds. So it's probably the strongest PvE scout rifle with the exception of Fang of Ur-Yut and Vision of Confluence. And in certain situations, it even outperforms those guns. So definitely pick this one up if you need a PvE scout rifle. Then we have the Beeline Trauma. I'm not going to say that you should absolutely buy this one because you shouldn't. But it's a fun gun. It's a very unique scout rifle. If you're looking for a PvP scout rifle and just want to have some fun, consider this one because I'm not sure we're ever going to see a gun like this again. We probably are, but there's no guarantees. Moving on, the Trolley Problem is worth considering because it has Double Down, which is now one of the best perks in PvP. So if you're looking for a fusion rifle for PvP, you know, you also have the Accelerated Coils, you have Double Down. It's a really solid weapon overall for that. Morgue is not too spectacular. I'd say pass on this one, but it does have some solid perks, worth considering. But overall, you know, with Fellwinter's Lies and whatever you have now with crazy perks, you know, it doesn't stand out by any means. Then we have the Against All Odds, and if you don't have a Yolder's Hammer, definitely buy this one, simply because you have Field Scout, and it's amazing. The Yolder's Hammer does have better base stats, and it's very similar to the Against All Odds, so you probably don't want to buy this if you have a Yolder's Hammer. If you don't have a Yolder's Hammer, though, buy it, no doubt. And the same thing can be said for the Valedictorian with the Radagast Fury. If you don't have a Radagast Fury, definitely buy this one because you have the Grenades and Horseshoes, which is a must for PvP. The biggest downside is you have extremely low velocity on this thing, so that sucks quite a lot. Anyway, I'm just going to teleport over to the Vanguard Quartermaster. So here we are at the Vanguard Quartermaster, and again there are some quite decent guns here. The Up for Anything could also be considered against the For the People if you absolutely want an auto rifle. However, the Time on Target is the first gun I'm going to go ahead and say you have to buy because look at this roll. You have Reactive Reload, you have Head Seeker, you have Perfect Balance. You also do have high caliber rounds, which makes it excellent for taking out snipers. And overall, you have a double stack on damage, damage perks here. And you also have some really good sight variety here. You can pick basically every one of the sights here and still have a really good performing sight. Very clean. This is one of the best weapons you can get for Crucible. Even for PvE, it's a very solid pulse rifle. So I'd say go ahead and buy this. Personally, I'm going to be grinding out for those Vanguard marks later today to get this one because I still haven't gotten it. The coil hiss is quite similar to the 123 Syzygy. It actually has better perks but less stability. But overall, I'd say this one is probably a better buy than the 123 Syzygy. But it's not by landslide by any means, you know. It's not the best one ever. And if you can get your hands on the Praetor's Timepiece, you're set. Because this one doesn't really stand out, neither does the 123 Syzygy. You probably want to skip the Scout Rifles here. They're nothing spectacular. The Hand Cannon is terrible. The Pluck 1, however, look at that stability. It is amazing for PvP if you're playing it smart. Unfortunately, the charge rate is terrible, but again, you have performance bonus here, which is another really good perk for PvP now that the special ammo has been nerfed. You also have one of the greatest sights in the game, the Red Dot OES. You have armor-piercing rounds, you have flared magwell, and Feeding Frenzy. So it's a very solid fusion rifle overall. If you need one, I'd say buy this one because it's solid. Unfortunately, the charge rate is terrible, but hey, it's definitely a really good fusion rifle here. Then we have the shotgun, and I'd say this one is a must-buy. You have shot package, you have hammer forged, and you have grenadier. Shot package, hammer forged, of course. This is the best combination you can get on any shotgun. As a matter of fact, I think I have mine equipped right now, and it is amazing. It is legitimately the best, not the best shotgun, one of the best shotguns in the game. It performs very similar to the Found Verdict, so definitely go ahead and buy this one. Then we have the LDR, which is a solid sniper, but after the armor-piercing rounds nerf, it's not as good as it has been by any means. I'd say you can pass on this one and you'll be fine, but it's also worth considering picking it up. You know, we haven't flinching, you have Clown Cartridge, which are decent perks, but it's not as good as it has been with the armor-piercing rounds, so keep that in mind. I'd say the machine gun is a pass. You have void damage and some decent perks, but it doesn't compete with a corrective measure since you don't have Field Scout. So there's nothing really to draw me to this gun at all, and the one-way ticket here is just not very good at all. So just don't bother with it. Anyway, we're gonna run over here to the Dead Orbit guy and see if there's anything you should get here. And spoiler alert, there's nothing too special here. The Unwilling Soul is terrible, don't even bother. The Crypt Dweller here is actually really nice. It's a really good scout rifle, but on this particular roll on it, there's nothing too spectacular, so you can pass in this one, no problem. You know, you have some decent perks, but no real good sights, and it doesn't do anything to stand out this one. The Hide and Seek is pretty much in the same boat as the Two to the Morgue, because you have some great perks, but it just doesn't stand out at all in comparison to other shotguns, and you're way better off buying the Secret Handshake, if anything. And lastly, you have the Deviant Gravity. This one is close to my heart because it was the first legendary machine gun I got, and I love this thing. It just doesn't have the greatest perks ever. You know, you have Surplus, which is good. You have Hammer Forged, you have Spray and Play, and some pretty good perks overall. But I can't blame you if you pass on this one because it's not too good. It's not the best ever. Then let's run up here to Future War Cult and Lakshmi, whatever she's called. And again, there's nothing too special up here actually. The chance is okay-ish as long as you have Field Scout, which you do. And the perks are also pretty good. You have the Sure Shot, which is the best sight, in my opinion at least. But it doesn't do anything to stand out. Same for the Calling. You have Mulligan on this one, and this one doesn't even have any range perks, the Crash. So just pass on this one again. And lastly, the machine gun's terrible. So let's just teleport over to New Monarchy. Again, there's nothing there you should buy. So I'll see you at New Monarchy. Okay, so here we are at Executor Hideo. He's gone. So that's awkward. Okay, there he is. There is Executor Hideo. So the Vanquisher, I'd say go ahead and buy this thing if you need an auto rifle, because it is the best auto rifle you can buy at the moment. Unfortunately, auto rifles just suck in general, but the Vanquisher is awesome, and it's getting taken out of the stock. No matter what, you're not going to be able to see any other Vanquishers ever again. So if you don't have a Vanquisher, I'd say pick it up, because, you know, it's going to be gone after this. It's being replaced by, I believe it's called the Vindicator 11. Anyway, the Crusader here, same boat as the Calling. You know, you have Mulligan, Rodeo, not the greatest perks ever. Just skip on this one. The Judgment doesn't have any range perks, which sucks. It's not very good at all because of the lack of range perks. And the Prestige is in the same boat as the Calling. So, again, you have better perks in this one, and you have better stability. Can't take that away from it, but it's just not a very good machine gun overall. So, that's my recommendations there. To sum it up, I'd say get 3 little words, get Saturnine Rapier, and get Time on Target. Those are the best guns. And I hope you guys found this video useful, and I hope it helps some of you to make some decisions. And if you did enjoy, please leave a like. If you're new, feel free to subscribe as well. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.